Sadhguru. Do you guys know about this Indian mystic? As soon as I saw him, I knew I had to make a power moves video about him. Why? Because it's all a charade. I find him to hide behind the veil of mysticism, Eastern philosophies, yoga, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, he's after power and dominance, just like any other materialistic asshole. In this video, I will explain you why, how, and what you can do if you find yourself facing a power move like Sadhguru. Let's see.
Come after. How you doing? Welcome.
Right off the bat, Sadhguru tries to enforce his dominance. He tells Tom Bilyeu, hey, wait a second. Now, the reason he did it is because Tom Bilyeu was wearing his own shirt. However, if we wanted to do it in a friendly way and in a warm fashion, he would have done it differently. He could have done something like, oh, you're wearing my shirt, man, thank you so much, come here. Or he could have first hugged him and then said, oh, you're also wearing my shirt, man, thank you so much, that's so nice of you. But it doesn't. He points at him and then says, whoa, slow it down, take it easy. In my opinion, that's a way to assert his guru status. It's as if to say, hey pal, I'm the guru here, don't get too comfortable, don't get too physically close, treat me like the guru that I am. Right off the bat, I would have not liked this guy. Notice that he keeps standing and let Tom Bilyeu wait. Usually when you want to be a friendly guest, you will tell him, thank you, give me a second, I take the shoes off and I'm right with you. It doesn't. Also notice that while he's standing, he forces Tom Bilyeu to look up to him. While you're standing and somebody's sitting, in body language, this is called towering. Usually you don't want to tower over people because it's a typical way of asserting physical dominance. While he's standing and while Tom Bilyeu is sitting, also notice that Sadhguru does not look at Tom Bilyeu. So you got Tom Bilyeu looking up to him and Sadhguru looking far away, spacing out. It's a power move. It's a way of saying, I care so little about you, I am so much more powerful than you are, that you have to look at me, but I don't have to look at you.
Transferring my ability to do something into the actual thing. So the easy example I give people is if
What does impact mean for you? Leaving a footprint?
What does impact mean for you? What kind of a question is that while somebody is trying to explain? Put yourself in the shoes of both of them. You are talking to somebody, you're explaining your point of view, and that person looks around and then randomly, what does that mean to you? That's very rude in my opinion. And again, it shows that Sadhguru is not there to connect, to make friends and to exchange ideas. He's there to assert his intellectual dominance.
I give people is if
What does impact mean for you? Leaving a footprint?
Leaving a footprint. That's a slightly derisive language. It's not super rude, but it's not the way you will talk to a superior, of course, and not even to somebody at your own same level. You talk like that to a subordinate, to someone who is below you, to someone you're mentoring, and generally to somebody you don't respect too much.
To your point about joy, I think one of the things that's absolutely foundational to joy is growth. And so getting people on a path where they believe they can grow.
Notice the difference between these two. Tom Bilyeu is there to converse, to build bridges, and to add value by finding commonalities. Tom Bilyeu says, relating to your point about joy, see, the guy there is trying to build bridges. He's not going off a tangent. He's not trying to show off his knowledge. He's not trying to show off his intellectual firepower. He's there to have a connection between people. And look how Sadhguru replies.
To your point about joy, I think one of the things that's absolutely foundational to joy is growth. And so getting people on a path where they believe they can grow.
That way? Why is growth foundational to joy? Joy is foundational to growth, isn't it?
He frames it as a question, but it's not a real question. Sadhguru is not there to find out what Tom Bilyeu thinks or what he wanted to say, or to find commonalities, or to add value to Tom Bilyeu and to the viewers. He's there to be the teacher. He's there to assert his intellectual dominance.
Why is growth foundational to joy? Joy is foundational to growth, isn't it?
Probably, yes. But I don't have an insight as to what came first, which is exactly why you're here.
No, there is substantial medical and scientific evidence to show that only when you're in a pleasant state of experience, your body and your brain works at its best. There's no argument about that. There's enough evidence to…
Notice his expression. No. There is considerable evidence. That is so condescending and so babying. That is not the way you talk to somebody you respect, and it's not even the way you talk to somebody of your own age. That's the way you talk to a baby or to somebody you think is very stupid or retarded. And that's why I find it extremely rude. Tom Bilyeu is a very intelligent man. To me, the real guru, the real genius in there is Tom Bilyeu. But the way Sadhguru treats him is as to say, you're an idiot. Listen to the guru now.
To your point about joy, I think one of the things that's absolutely foundational to joy is growth. And so getting people on a path where they believe they can grow.
Why that way? Why is growth foundational to joy? Joy is foundational to growth, isn't it?
Which is exactly why you're here.
No, there is substantial medical and scientific evidence to show. There's no argument about that. There's enough evidence to…
Destroying somebody's area of authority. This is the reason why I think that this interview was actually bad for the interviewer. Sadhguru starts talking about what an impact is, and then he starts explaining Tom Bilyeu why the way he wants to have an impact is not right. That is very damaging for somebody who has built his business about making an impact. That same could happen to you. Any area of business you're in, you are having a conversation with a guy like this, he asks you a basic question about your job, and then he proceeds to dismantle your own reply. That's extremely damaging to your authority and to your intellectual power. That's the equivalent of saying you've been doing this for years and you don't know shit about it, meaning you are probably shit. And that is why ultimately I find Sadhguru, how can I put it, to be an unpleasant person to deal with. I don't know how you will define a guru, but if this is a guru, then I hope you will choose not to be a guru, or at least to be a different type of guru, a guru who builds people up, who finds connection, and who does not demean other people like Sadhguru is doing. What could have Tom Bilyeu done here? Well, there are many things he could have done, including telling him to go fuck himself. However, let's consider you wanted to keep having the interview going forward. So when he asks, what's an impact for you? Tom said something, and Sadhguru completely undermined what he was saying. What I would have done is, well, there are indeed many ways to look at what an impact is, and one of them is exactly what you're talking about. Now, I'm very curious about what you're saying, specifically when you say this, and that. Can you elaborate more about that? What you are doing here is you are defending your authority while at the same time allowing him the freedom to express himself. When you say there are many ways of looking at it, you are also communicating that you know your stuff, you know that there are different ways of looking at things, and you also respect what he is saying. And then you don't stop there because you don't want to make it a battle of wills, but you keep on going, and you also do it with a compliment. What you are saying indeed makes a lot of sense. I'm especially intrigued by what you meant when you said blah, blah, blah. This way you defend your authority, you do it in a non-confrontational way, and you allow the interview to keep on going and develop. To sum it up, Sadhguru, he might be a guru, he might be a genius, he might be the wisest man on earth, and probably is helping a lot of people, and I'm glad about it. However, at the same time, he is also definitely hell-bent in asserting his power and authority. That could be fine. We don't need to fight and battle every asshole who is out there trying to assert authority. However, when they try to do it by social climbing on you and by undermining your expertise or your domain authority, then you should probably intervene. Because, come on man, that's an asshole type of game. You can build yourself up without demeaning or diminishing my expertise and my knowledge. Hopefully this video has given you a couple of ideas on how to do it when somebody plays the Sadhguru game on you. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!